Unmute. There we go. Bingo, bango, bango. Hello, hello. My voice is still not fully recovered. Not sure how today's going to go. How is everybody today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not struggling with throat, voice stuff. It's going to be a tough one today. I don't know how long I'll be able to go. But we shall persevere. All right. What do we got today? There was I noticed this morning, I guess it came out late yesterday, the weekly briefing. What was that? Oh, controller disconnected. Weekly briefing for Flight Sim. Mostly it was about Flight Sim Expo coming up a week from today. And so next week there will not be a weekly briefing because they're going to be having fun over there. If you happen to be in the St. Paul, St. Paul, MN, I always get them Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you're in the St. Paul area or plan to be in that area, they're doing a competition. I think it's landing challenges. So you can go in there and take part in the competition. And if you place well, I think I forget the details now, top 5 or something. Then I think the next day, that's on Friday, I think that happens. Then on Saturday, there's like a showdown for the competition. I think you go up against, there was a number of top Twitchers and YouTubers. I noticed Two-Tone Murphy's name was in there. I think there were 4 that were named. The other 3 I've never heard of, but I'm sure you guys have. But you can go up against them as well. But yeah, you know what? I'll post the link maybe if I can find it, because there were details there about which landing challenge is, because there's more than one. I think there's one for the qualifier and one for the shootout kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it. Where do they put that? Oh, here it is. And has all the detail. It was long, and I don't remember all the details about times and exactly all the people who were involved. But oops, that's the link, and it has, you can read that sucker. Basically, you know, they made no reference to the fact that these airplanes are still for sale in the aviator, for the aviator folks, that they should be getting for free of the updates or whatever, the upgraded ones. They were promoting this Carenado sale on 6 airplanes, which some of those we have on PS5. None of them are on sale from what I saw today. So again, we don't get a sale that everybody else gets. Starting to feel a lack of love from the Microsoft Asobo folks. But yeah, so their booth is going to be number 321 at Flight Sim Expo if anybody's going. Oh yeah, I think there's a day there where they go to the, what's that thing, the big Mall of America, whatever, St. Paul, Minnesota. Because there's another St. Paul nearby, isn't there? There are 2 St. Pauls or something. I don't know. I can never make heads or tails out of those cities. But anyway, St. Paul, Minnesota. Microsoft is Microsoft is going to be at booth 321. They're going to be highlighting, showing off Moza, MSI, Next Level Racing, Pimax, and Wind Control stuff. And yeah, so there's also, you can do the Red Bull Air Race Challenge as well. There's going to be a high-end PC VR setup powered by Pimax. Is it Pimax or PMax? Anyway, you can, you know, if you're a PS5 user on PSVR 2, you can go check out this. I'm sure it's probably like a $10,000 rig, if not more, and see what top dollars would get you in terms of performance. I'm sure it's better, but I'm curious to know how much better. I'd be really curious if someone would go, a PS5er who's done PSVR 2 would go there and give us like an unbiased, like, is it that much better for, you know, our few $100 setups. How much better does that kind of rig compare? I would like to see it firsthand. I'm sure it's better, but by how much? Anyway, so then it's like the 2 community members who set the top 2 fastest times by 3 p.m. on Saturday will qualify to compete in the Red Bull Air Race Community versus Creator Tournament. At 4 p.m. on Saturday, compete. Oh yeah, so there are going to be prizes from Moza and race head-to-head against Blue Games, Mustafa, Nick Flight X, and Tuto Murphy. The qualifying round will take place on the Abu Dhabi course. So practice if you're going to go. The final round will take place on the Spielberg course, and they will be run on intermediate difficulty, and you can toggle on and off any assists that you want. So if you're going to practice for that, intermediate and whatever assists you want. And watch out for Ebola because it's starting to spread. Be careful who you go near if you're traveling. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I think that covers what's what with that. Oh boy, chat. Hello, chat. JDO. Finally got my upgrades from the Aviator Edition apart from the new Aviator, but it said on the briefing that it's still coming soon. Yes, right. Yes. Okay, so they sorted out this Aviator thing because I thought I saw someone post early this morning that they still weren't getting it. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Jada. Thanks for the update. But I had to write an email. Oh, wait. I had to write an email to support, and then a couple hours they replied, and I got some of the upgrades. Oh, so it's not fixed. It's only because you asked them. So they're pulling that do. So unless you ask them, they won't do it. Oh. Well, thank you so much, JDO, for that update. It's heartbreaking that, classic. If you don't speak up, it's just, they need to, yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's totally unfair. You shouldn't have had to. I need a lozenge because you got my throat. I think we're going to have to put the music on and just go silent. It's not going to be good. I'm really sorry you had to do that. Although it kind of doesn't surprise me. It's typical. It's so typical. So I don't want to waste too much time here because, like I said, I don't think my voice is going to hold up, and I don't think I'm going to do a super long one today. We'll see what happens. If people come in and, it gets crazy and fun. We'll see. Right now, I'm just kind of like, let's do the flight without a whole lot. Without a whole lot. Glam Rock, how are you? Yo, hope you're doing well. What are you guys doing? I saw you sent out a thing for the thing to do some thing. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? How's it going over there? I think I've got my flight loaded up. We'll do it again. Whew, I'm winded. Yeah, so I got my machine, my home gym put together yesterday. I'm exhausted from that. I had to go up and down the stairs 1,000 times, bringing the parts up and looking for tools. I couldn't find. I put some tools away somewhere, and I spent half the day looking for the tools. No idea what I was thinking when I moved them from their original spot. Totally drew a blank on where I put my tools. I needed a couple of specific wrenches, and I spent like 2 hours looking for them. Never did find them initially. I had to question the village to borrow somebody's tools. And then halfway through the build, I remembered where I put them. And it was so stupid that I had forgotten completely. And so it took me longer than usual. It's a machine that I had in Canada. It's the exact same machine I had in Canada. And I made a couple of mistakes when I built it the first time. And so I kind of had a pretty good idea what I was getting into. All the parts were familiar. I was impressed with how much I remembered. And it's wonderful. I did a light workout last night, a light one this morning, and I'm loving it. It fits in the room, just it's tucked in the corner, even though this is our main like living room, dining room, everything room, TV room. And it fits in the corner. It's tucked away, kind of round. There's a wall that kind of goes back, and it's in that corner. I told you we had to get rid of the couch to make room, otherwise it was never going to happen. Actually, now that I think of it, maybe we didn't have to get rid of the couch after all. It would have been tight. That corner would be tight, but we probably could have. But it's better this way. The room just feels more open and less cluttered this way. So I think in the end it was the right decision. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to get my triangle back. Okay, so we are doing, what are we doing again? We're going to take off from, was it Sao Paulo? I think. Let me enlarge this. Flash Dagger, good morning. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. And a hey to you. What's happening in your corner of the world? So we're going to go Sao Paulo, Sierra Bravo, Sierra Papa. And then we're going to go to, it doesn't give me the, or will it if I wait for it? What if I do this? There we go. Sierra Bravo, Sierra Juliet is the first stop. And then Sierra Bravo Golf Whiskey will be the next stop. And then I believe this is our Sierra Delta Romeo Sierra. And then, SDAG, Sierra Delta Alpha Delta Alpha Golf. My mouth does not want to work. And finally, Rio, which is Sierra Bravo Romeo Juliet. And we'll see. I mean, there's some sites along the way. I'd like to dip my CL215 in the water if we come across any. I can ask you about the iPad you're looking at. It came up in one of the license tests last night, but I didn't really know how to use it and got lost. Oh, okay. So what do you need to know? It's called the EFB or the tablet. Usually most people will refer to it as the EFB, the electronic flight bag. So yeah, tell me specifically what you want to know, and I'll tell you if I can answer it. I'll tell you. It has everything. It has, you can put your route and file it. You can set performances, your altitude, what type of flight you want to go, VFR, IFR. I've messed around with these things. I've never seen them actually do anything. This stuff here, I'm not 100%. I tried messing a little bit with this. I'm not sure of the impact. I'm still trying to figure out. I want to know how this affects anything. For passengers and stuff, you can, mess around with passengers and payloads and here fuel too as well. Navlog, once you set up your flight, this will show you all your legs. You can set a time for doing VFR. There's the method to VFR is when you pass a waypoint, you want to start the clock to try to not get lost, to navigate, and you basically start a timer based on the speed you're going to travel at. And then, so you kind of have an idea when, where you are, kind of like in naval navigation, similar. And then your charts, you can clip your charts. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't want to get into too much unless you ask a specific question. Jado says, it's a shame that I had to email them. Absolutely, it's a shame you had to email them to fix it. But hopefully they'll recognize that it's still broken and they need to fix it. But we will see, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think that says everything. They just expect people to ask. I swear they did it deliberately. I'm convinced now they've done it deliberately. There's no reason that couldn't have been fixed like 2 minutes after. They're doing it to poke Sony in the eye. Something happened. Something happened there between Sony and Microsoft. I think Microsoft is just pissed off that Sony is raising the bar and saying, we need a higher bar. And good for Sony for doing that on your products. And Microsoft is just being a little bitch. They're just being a little whiny, petty bitch. That's my opinion. I don't know. I don't work there. But show me a better explanation. someone show me a better explanation than there's no way that this aviator problem is beyond their scope to fix after 3 minutes of realizing that it was there. I just don't buy any other thing. I don't know. If someone's in the know, please tell us, because I have a feeling I'm not that far off. I get too panicked and stressed to use. I feel you, Flash Dagger. I feel I was the same way, and sometimes still. I totally get it, because it makes me press stopwatch at certain parts of the flight path. Yep, I remember that. Total noob. Sorry, I'm really enjoying it though. I don't use the stopwatch. I should. I don't do so much VFR flying, but it's kind of integral. I mean, if you're going to do it right, if you're going to do it proper, it's a game, so you can stop and reset whenever you want. But if you're trying to make it realistic and say, okay, I have no other references than my waypoints and what heading I should be on and how long it should take me, then that's it. But it's about speed. You have to travel the correct speed. If you're traveling, faster or slower, the time will change. So how long it takes for you to travel that distance. So unfortunately, I got to tell you, I'm not an expert on this. I understand the logic and how it's supposed to work, but I've only ever done it in those tutorials where you have to do it, and I haven't really done it beyond that. I can see its allure if you want to really get into, like, if you're out in an outback, in an area that there isn't, civilization, and it's just wild, trees and nature and stuff, and you don't have, bridges and streets and buildings to sort of mark as what you call it, like not waypoints, but points to know where you are. If you're out in the wild, like, other than rivers, if you're following a river, and okay, I got to get to here, and I know there's this river that'll take me there, fine. But if there's, other than that, the only real way you can go, in rough, like outback type stuff, is knowing what heading you're supposed to be on and for how long, and then knowing what direction to turn. Without that, you're lost. And that's how real navigation is done. That's how they do it. I mean, there's, you get the DBOR, the BORs, the DB, what are they called? The, the radio beacons, basically. There's different types. And, you can try to follow those if the airplane has the capability to do that. But the fallback is the timer. The fallback is, because even if you have those instruments and those instruments fail, because sometimes they do, or your compass, if your compass goes awry, you're kind of, it's a whole other world. And compasses do go awry. But mostly if those avionics, if your radio stuff starts, acting up, the only thing you have to rely on is the heading you're on and for how long. And then trying to find landmarks to navigate by. So it's tricky. It's very involved. You have to be paying attention in a different kind of way. But so were you not able? What did you say? I came up in a license test, but I didn't really know how to use it and got lost. Okay. In the end, were you able to do it, or you just haven't tried again? Sorry, I had to check my. Two paddings, just see. Yeah, I remember. I kind of remember. It was a long time ago since I did that one, but I know the one you're talking about. I remember being kind of like, I don't get it. I don't think it's. How can I put it? I think many people went through the same thing you're going through. I know I did for sure. I was like, also because, you know, I was super new at the point. Like everything was new to me. So I had so many things I was trying to, you know, focus on and think about that I was so overwhelmed. And I think in the end, I just went visual. I didn't use the timer in the end. I just gave up and I was like, oh, you got to follow that highway for a while. And then you see that thing and you turn there, or the airport is up on that. I think that's Sonora. Isn't that where you have to like follow the highway or river? I can't remember if it's a highway or a river. And then, you know, turn into, I don't know if you're leaving Sonora or coming back to Sonora. I think that's the one you're talking about. I just wasn't sure what the purpose of it was, as they didn't fully explain it. No, they do not. They speak really fast. They give you few details, and that's it. Yeah. Did I help at all? Explain it. Like, I mean, I'm because you say, okay, your true airspeed here, let's say in the Cessna, you're going to do, I don't know, what's the true airspeed in the Cessna? Cruise like 100. You know, so then you'll look here and say, for example, forget these short ones because it's just a few seconds. That's our departure anyway. So the first leg here is 50 nautical miles, right? It says here nautical miles. And the heading we're going to be on is 83 degrees. And we're going to try, actually, I think it would be from here to here is the leg. I believe that's how it works. Right, so from runway 35 left to initial climb, you're heading 349 for 0.9 miles. So you're going to go from 169 and you're going to turn to 083, and you're going to do that for 50 nautical miles, which at 100 knots should take about 29 minutes and 44 seconds. So when you make that turn, you would reset your clock and start it or whatever. And when you're going to watch for this time, when you get close to 29 minutes, you should be, you know, looking for a landmark or something on the ground to be able to know that, you know, when you're in the right spot. Then you're going to make a turn to 77 degrees and do that for 45 minutes, which should take, you reset your timer, start it over again, and then fly 27 minutes on that heading. Right, and then same thing, and then look for the land. I mean, these are airports, so it's you wouldn't normally just be flying from one airport to another. It'd be like some waypoint or something, but that's sort of the idea. Yes, the free flight on the third set of tutorial. I can fly and land, but I'm not great. Yep, but at that stage, that's not unusual. We were all there. Like, I'm still. I can still say that I can fly and land, but I'm not great. I mean, excuse me. As long as you're having fun, number one, because it's supposed to be fun. Once it stops being fun, then you got to reevaluate. But have fun, and it's a learning process. Try to learn something. I told you I felt so overwhelmed at the beginning. There was just so much going on, and my old brain just can't handle all that information at once. Some of you younger folks and whatever can take more in at the same time. And I have to break it down and say, I'm like, learn one thing or two things, keep it manageable. And so each time I flew, I tried to focus on one or two things, and then, tried not to worry too much about the other mistakes, tried not to worry about my horrible landings. It's like, I'll work on landings later. Let's work on, the other things that get us to the landing. But just try to focus on, make it digestible, right? It's like they say, how do you eat an elephant? One sandwich at a time, So each time you fly, try to learn one thing or work on one or two specific things. And each time you'll fly, you'll start feeling more comfortable. Believe me, it'll happen. I had almost all the assists on at the beginning. First, I went into the game and took all the assists off. I said, I want to see what it's like. How realistic is it? And then I was like, oh, I know nothing. So I put them all back. And then you start quickly going, okay, you know what? That one I don't need. It's too beginnery, whatever. That one I don't need anymore. And then slowly you start removing them as you don't need them anymore. It doesn't take long before you're like, the only one I really often, well, almost always turn on is the taxiway for the bigger airports, because just to save time, I could look up the map, you know, the ground chart and do it, but it just takes longer unless it's an airport you're familiar with. And the stuff with the what do they call those in the airplane, when you point to the tooltips for unfamiliar planes, I like the tooltips if it's a plane I don't know well. And then sometimes the HUD, and that's it. All the other stuff, the blue boxes and all that auto, you know, rudder, auto this, and I don't use them anymore. But it doesn't take long to reach the point where you start removing some of that stuff. I can fly and land, but I still struggle looking at the dashboards. Yep, and all the button combos, the action things is tricky. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. But that's the stage you're at, and it'll get more comfortable. The thing with the dashboard and the light, so there was a tutorial there talking about the landing, and it's an important one. I think that's probably the most important one, because I think, I don't know, it's probably arguable whether this statement is true, but in my opinion, landing is the hardest thing. You know, it's not that hard to take off unless you have a super hard crosswind with a high winged airplane that can tip easily. You know, everybody can sort of take off one way or another. You can fly around one way or another. It might not be pretty, but landing is hard. And that one where they're talking about, you know, look over the dashboard, look at the beginning of the runway, and then you get to a certain point and you focus on the end of the runway. Do that either in the tutorial or on your own, but do that over and over and over and over and over. In the tutorial is probably better because you start off on the approach. If you got to do it in a free flight, you know, trying to put your plane in the right spot for the approach, it can take some time and it's a bit of a pain. You get, you know, but that methodology, it applies for every airplane more or less. The speeds will be different, you know, all the references will be different, but the idea of the perspective of when you're looking at the runway and when you change your focus and whatever, it's pretty much the same in all the airplanes. You want to have that, you got to know that feeling of when it's time, you know, to start pulling the nose up and, you know, all that stuff. Do that one until you're super comfortable with the landings. I mean, don't do just that. Do a bunch of those. Do that tutorial, that landing tutorial over and over a bunch of times, and then go just bash around, you know, go in free flight and have some fun, do whatever. And make that like a routine every time. Make it like a golf drill or whatever. I don't know what you're into, but, you know, where every time you start up the game, you do a couple of landings first. And try to get comfortable doing that. What else can I say? And then again, each time, like, same thing, the dashboards, the avionics, I think is what you're talking about. It's super confusing. And now, the other thing I recommend trying, I mean, it worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for everyone, is let's say if I'm setting up like a lesson plan for you, do that landing tutorial a couple of times. Each time you start up the game, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever you have time for, do at least 2 or 3. And, you know, really focus and try to watch your speed. Like, you got the thing when you're doing a landing, especially in the Cessna, well, not even especially, but I think you're flying a Cessna on that one, is, and it's in general when you're in an airplane, there's probably 7 things you need to keep your eye on. You got to do a scan. You got to look at your speed. You got to look at your pitch, your vertical speed, right? How fast you're descending, your heading, you know, that your wings are level, how far you are from the airport, the configuration of your airplane, like whether your flaps are down or they need to go down. You know, there's others. You're watching the wind direction and velocity because you want to anticipate if it's coming from the left, you want to shimmy a bit to the left because it's going to push you to the right. So as you know, your airplane's going to kind of, you know, all that. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but there's basically like that stuff that's there in front of you, that first screen right in front of you. You need to be constantly scanning each piece of information there and looking out the window at the same time. Not at the same time, but you know what I mean? Like scanning that whole thing constantly, and making tiny adjustments. You're constantly making adjustments. There's no like aiming for the runway where you're doing nothing. You're a little bit of trim, a little bit of speed, you know, a little bit of throttle, take a little bit of throttle, a little bit of up elevator, down a little bit of, you know, it's like you're constantly adjusting because you have the wind that's pushing you around and it's changing all the time. So it's, unless you're an autopilot in a, you know, airliner or something like that, there's a lot of work to do. In a small airplane like that, there's a lot of work to do on when you're on your final. So I say, you know, do those, practice those landings, and believe me, in no time, you'll feel a lot more comfortable. And then the thing oh shoot, I forget, what were we talking about? The other thing I was going to say, oh yes, to get more familiar, load in your airplane. Start with the Cessna. I suggest, I meant to say, stick with the Cessna. When you go into free flight, don't confuse it with other airplanes yet. Sounds like you're at the very beginning and trying to learn. Stick with the Cessna until you start getting pretty familiar, because what's going to happen is a lot of the stuff you learn in the Cessna applies to other airplanes. And the systems, the things are called pretty much the same in every airplane. A lot of airplanes use the G1000, which is what's in the C7, the C172 there, or other Garmins that are similar. So once you get familiar with the 172 setup, other airplanes will not seem so foreign to you. So what I do every time I start with a new aircraft, load in cold and dark in a parking spot, and pull up this thing, pull up your EFB, go here, aircraft, go checklists. And I just go through, I mean, the outside ones with, like, you know, this stuff I skip, but, you know, you start with the internal stuff. Not even, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can even, because this is, yeah, I'm like the anchor, mooring, and boat hook. I'm like, what are they talking about? Right. I'm in that airplane. But so this, I mean, you can do that. It's not a big deal, the outside stuff. But anything like when you're getting ready to start your engines kind of thing, the cockpit configuration, and then use this. If you don't know what they're talking about, sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it works pretty well. You press on this and it'll highlight where that thing is. And you will learn so much about what's inside that cockpit by going through these checklists. And you go through the start process, you know, and taxiing, you know, engine right up, and, you know, all this stuff, go through the whole thing. And then you'll start seeing that they're basically the same, you know. Some airplanes have a little bit more stuff in there, so you learn a new thing. But you do this 2 or 3 times in an aircraft, you won't need to do it for that aircraft. You'll know where everything is. And then you do that 2 or 3 or 4 airplanes, and then you'll find you'll almost never, you go into a new airplane and you can just look around and you'll be like, I need the battery, I need the avionics, I need the generator, I need the starter, I need the fuel cutoff, I need the, you know, so you'll know what you need, and you'll just have to go and find where they put it in that airplane. And it's an amazing feeling when you get into a completely foreign aircraft, a big airline or whatever, and you just start looking around going, okay, that's over there, that's over there. Okay, I think I need to start with that button, flip that switch, turn that knob, and then press that. And then you do it, and the airplane starts up, and you're like, yay! I don't know why I sounded like a horse there, but I don't know. I hope that's kind of helpful. Yeah, I fly in cockpit, and it's hard to watch the outside window. It's okay. No, it's okay. I was the same. They actually do drills like that where they put a visor on the pilot so they can't see outside the window when they're doing the IFR training, the instrument training. They actually put a visor on them so they can't see out the window. They have to only use the instruments. And yeah, nothing wrong with that. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. I tell you, it's better to do that than to use the heads up thing, because the heads up is kind of like cheating. It gives you all of your instruments close together and an easy to, you know, it's okay as a training tool, like I'm going to be using today as I say it. I'm contradicting myself. as a training tool, whatever. But I think what you're doing, I don't know, maybe you are using the HUD just as an assistant thing, but I wouldn't feel bad about it. I wouldn't feel bad about, and I'm telling you, it will come. Probably won't take long. If you stick with the 172 for now, it'll come much faster. If you start jumping to different airplanes, then I think it'll probably take, at least for me, I was like, this isn't working because I'm just more confused each time. So I just went back. I even backed up and went to the Lynn Savage Cub, because it's super basic. There's nothing in there. There's throttle, there's the flight controls, and that's it. It's a tail dragger, so it's tricky, to taxi and to land. But as far as, the approaches and stuff, there's no other stuff to confuse. You have your basic instruments, your altimeter, your ADI, that kind of stuff. And, I would just flew patterns, just touch and goes, those horrible landings, bouncing, flipping, all that stuff. But you're learning the pattern, you're learning to control the airplane. You want to be in control. You want to be telling the airplane where you want it to go, not the airplane telling you where it's going to go. And managing throttle, managing trim is a big one. You got to learn to manage trim. That's the big one, because you're always adding and taking away trim. I watched real pilots. The Canadian girl, pilot Emily Pilot Emily. She's a -8 pilot. She had a channel. She has a channel. She was doing it for a couple of years during COVID. But I watched her because she has the face cam, whatever. And when she was coming in approach, she was constantly adjusting trim, constantly. You could hear her clicking that thing constantly, a little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit more. And she probably had aileron and maybe even rudder trim on there too. And I bet you she was mostly flying just using trim. I'm talking about on the approach specifically. And I'm like, that's how it's done. If you're not using trim, and that's not something maybe you start really doing a lot now, but it'll come. It's something you're probably going to want to start doing, and it'll help you a lot when you do. I don't know what assists I have on. As little flags marking where I need to go and tells me what to turn. Okay. That's fine. That's not, I think that is what you're talking about there, is like the waypoints and stuff, the visual. So what I'm talking about is auto rudder, auto trim, gliders and helicopters, auto controller sensitivity, auto mixture, the flight path one, that's the blue boxes. In the beginning, sure, it helps, especially on approach, because you can sort of like know whether you're too high or too low or left or right. It helps in the beginning. Taxi ribbon I already talked about. Piloting controls, it's these constant, like I get confused because they happen so much. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I don't even like them because I find they're not even helpful most of the time. That's just realism stuff. What else? Where are the other assists? I think there's some more over here. Is there anything? I don't think there's really anything here, but flight interface. Yeah, landmarks, city. I mean, those are more, if you're just cruising around and you want to know what's around you, they're fine. They're not really navigate. I mean, they can be used as navigation aids, I suppose. I normally have these all turned off except the white dot cursor thing, because I like to know where my cursor is. But I usually have all of the rest off except for pre-flight pins, because that shows you where, when you have to remove covers. But I'm getting close to not having to need that anymore either, because most of the airplanes, I kind of have a pretty good idea now. You do it so many times and you're like, yeah, I know what to do. But the airport landmark, and I'm not doing city markers. I find you put too many of these things on and it's just too crowded. There's just too much going on. These are just nameplates. These, I mean, yeah, I don't know why you'd want them on anyway. So I talked about the HUD is a little bit of a cheat. The tooltips, for me, because when you're flying, you don't have a lot of time sometimes. And when you're on landing anyway, and knowing where to find stuff, it's helpful in an unfamiliar aircraft to turn these two guys on. Also, there are certain airplanes like the Vision Jet, for example. When you're adjusting, when you move the camera down and say you're adjusting the speed, the auto throttle manually, it's very difficult to have in the shot your display and that control because it's way down at the bottom. And for me, it's just easier this way. I can just zoom in on the throttle wheel there to adjust the thing, and it shows me what I'm setting it at. If not, I have to mess around for a while with the camera to get the right camera angle so that I can see, you know, my speed being displayed on the screen and, you know, be able to manipulate that thing. So in some airplanes where the two things are far apart, it just helps speed things up. Otherwise, I just waste too much time trying to set the camera view just right. Same thing with the external one. Mostly I just do it in unfamiliar aircraft. But other than that, I think that's it. I mean, I think there might be some stuff under accessibility. Subtitles. I did subtitles even in the beginning. And now, like, for example, I love ATC. I love having ATC on. I mean, if you watch the videos, you know most of the time I have it on. I want that because that's a real part of flying. And then I don't understand why people want to turn it off, to be honest. I mean, I get they can be, you know, too persistent at times, but I love it generally. But at the beginning, I had to put the subtitles on because I had no idea what they were saying. And now, like, for example, when they call me, like my call sign, in the beginning, I had to put the subtitles on and have the ATC thing open all the time because my ears weren't tuned to hearing my own call sign. It doesn't take long before it's automatic. I mean, I can't even believe it myself that most of the time, if I'm talking to you guys and I hear ATC, I hear my call sign and I stop talking and I'm like, what do they want? It's like they're saying my name. It's like you start hearing Dizzy. Oh, hey, somebody called me. It's amazing how quick it happens. If you leave ATC on and you use it a lot, your ears will tune. And if you use the same call sign, which I can show you how to do that. Maybe next time I'll show you because I got to get out of my flight to be able to do it, I believe. Actually, wait, I might be able to do it. I can do it from here. I don't know if you know this, but if you go into the configuration for your airplane, you go all the way to the right, you can set up your call sign, what's displayed on your airplane, and then what they call you. Actually, I need to change this. The thing is, it gives you a call sign when you're in career mode, so it overwrites this. So if you want your own personal one, you have to come back and change it when you go into free flight. But then now, Clown Zulu X-ray 370, like when I hear it, it's like they're saying my name. My ears have gotten pretty good at hearing that most of the time, and I haven't been for very long. I'm amazed at how our brains can be trained so easily by something like that. But anyway, those are the assists. I mean, whatever, put what you need on to start, and then slowly, you know, go through those menus and see what's there and see what maybe you can start removing as you start to feel more comfortable. Okay. I think we're good to go. I need to make this shrinked. Make you smaller. 8:48. I like that time. Let's make sure. We'll go live weather. We'll see how bad it is. I can change it later. All players. Looks like I've got everything set. Let's just hope the game cooperates. Wow. All right, my airplane's having trouble already.
X-ray 370, ready at runway 35 left, north departure.
Clown Zulu X-ray 370, QNH 1028 north departure.
1028.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left.
35 left. Oh, 1028. And I got to get rid of this. Also, one of the first things I do is get rid of the yoke. Because it usually blocks, you know, the stuff behind it. Most of the time I'll also, I mean, this one, it doesn't really get in the way much, but I'll usually get rid of the co-pilot's yoke as well. And our barrel 1028, I believe they said, where is the barrel? And I only flew this guy once. I don't think it's really going to matter. Where is barrel? Whew. Unfamiliar. Course heading. Oh, there it is. How do we change it? 1028. It's going to be higher than 2992. Can we change that? I don't think we can change it. It said 1028, right? 1028. What's the conversion? Oh my gosh, it's mg inches. Nope, that's not even, I'm not even hitting the right keys. To, what is it, kilopascals. Mg inches to kilograms, no. What is it called? I think it's just inches. To, oh my gosh, I can't remember. What's the QNH? That's not QNH. Pressure conversion table. Hectopascals, not kilopascals. I knew I wasn't saying it right. Inches and Hg. Inches, Hg, what's that? Oh, it's not hydrogen. Hg, mercury, I think. This is what I want. Conversion. I can't just punch in it. So 1028. 102, oh, it doesn't go that high. 1028. 3036. Oh, it's already preset. Cool. Oh, it's right here. Actually, it shows both. I just realized it shows both. M-bar and inchig. So that's correct. Steady Wings, how are you? Does this plane have autopilot? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I don't think it, I only flew it once before. My next thing was going to be looking for, I don't believe it does. And if it does, I mean, the usual, oh, it's here. Elevator mode. What are the, it's probably inoperable. Well, what's this? Elevator mode. I mean, it'd be weird that it would be any, this is all trim. ATC ADO TCAS. Doesn't look like it's in here. I want to say no. I'm not seeing the usual flight control for autopilot anywhere, unless it's some kind of weird mechanical thing or in one of these displays. Like if it's something, what is that? That's like engine, looks like engine stuff there. I don't think it would be there. Gust lock. ADI. Flaps indicator. Oh, that's like flight service. Flight surfaces. I don't think it would be in, like, there's nothing here that tells me autopilot. If there is autopilot, it's a very unconventional one from what I've done. I don't believe this has one. Which is why I'm doing it, because I gotta force myself to trim better. So I'm kind of like, because excess will come out and say, trim. He'll say, oof, trim, man, trim. It's hard to trim when you're talking and looking at the stream and everything else. I asked because I saw it have a heading knob. It does? Where's the heading knob? Oh, this thing, yes. I think that's just for marking on the GPS down here. It's not really heading knob, I don't think. It's just for, like, in terms of the, I'm not even seeing anything move. I saw that too, but I didn't, it just says GPS number 1. Which one is GPS number 1? Oh, there. There's a heading bug here. I mean, set direct course. Maybe just like a heading thing. I'm not, you know what? Like I said, I don't have much experience in this airplane, so I mean, there is a heading bug here, but I see nothing else in terms of no altitude. And it says sync to current heading. Okay, just do that. That's the usual, and that's it. I mean, hopefully there's someone else here who knows this plane better that can answer. And what do we have here? Altitude in feet, and use chant only when engine. I can't even read what that's engine. See, VR be damned. I'm in 4K, Super K, whatever, and I can't read that, and I'm zoomed right into it. So it's not always because VR is crap. Oh, that's OAT, outside air temperature. That's a DAT. I believe this is outside air temperature in Celsius. Use chart only when engine cam is normal. Engine cam, it looks like engine. I have no idea what that means. So at 10 degrees Celsius, altitude, yeah, I have no idea what we're supposed to do with that. Again, oh, GPS here, inoperable. Inoperable, doesn't do anything. Gust lock, inoperable. Airspeed limits, there we go. Oh, wait, what's this? Ooh. I have no idea. Oh, that's brightness. I thought, oh my gosh, I thought it said rudder trim. I'm so dyslexic. No idea. Look, I mean, my tooltips aren't. Where are my tooltips? Did I turn them off? No. They're all on. Why isn't it showing me anything? Oh, there. Okay, so how come it doesn't show me anything when I point to these guys? But don't know. Sorry, I wish I could be more certain of anything about this airplane. Thought I saw someone flying around. I swear I saw someone pass through me a minute ago. Anyway, let's begin before my voice completely shuts out. So we are. What are we doing? Oh, we're on the wrong runway for one thing, but I guess that's just the way we're going to do it. So we're just going to take off and make a left turn. I believe we have flaps. Whoa, 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 whoa. And we can see from our compass in the top left, our little radar thing, we're going to make a left turn right away. Off we go.
X-ray tree 70. Continue for north departure.
Roger, north departure, Clown Zulu X-ray 370.
Sao Paulo Tower, Clown Zulu X-ray tree 70. Continue for north departure.
Okay, so this has aileron trim.
Clown Zulu X-ray tree 70. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Sao Paulo Tower, Clown Zulu X-ray tree 70. Frequency change.
I guess that was too much. There we go. That prop torque. I believe the reason why the airplane kept wanting to roll to the left was supposed to be, I guess, because of the prop torque. I don't know if that's what would happen in real life for real in that situation, but I think that's what they modeled. It looks like I need just a tiny bit more. And do we get a win? Let me do this. And our alt, our 5900. Ooh, that's too high. Trim on PSI, you need to press R1 and pull down the R for elevator, but I'm doing aileron. R1 and pull down on the R3 pull down on the R3 button, or you mean the stick, the right stick? Hold R1 and push back or push forward. Right stick is my elevator trim. I'm trying to do aileron trim because it's rolling. That's what this one here is aileron trim. And then there's also rudder. And the elevator is the one I usually use. I have a little bit of rudder elevator trim already set from my controller. The right stick, yep. Because most of the planes, well, not most, when I haven't progressed in some of those keybinds that airplanes, because not all airplanes have elevator or rudder trim. So I just haven't set up those keybinds yet for those. I'm probably going to get a HOTUS or something soon. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to start adding a whole bunch of new stuff, because if I'm getting something, hopefully in the next month or so, I'll order it probably next Saturday. I'll order something. That's kind of my time frame. When it arrives, who knows? So then I'm going to take time to set all those extra kind of things up, because I want, if an airplane has aileron or rudder trim, I want to set it up. Oh, I didn't put my flaps up. Just remembered. Seems like we have too much aileron. Oh, it looks like a reset. Oh no. Am I all alone? Oh, there's Naked Blade. How's Naked Blade today? Naked Blade was... Who's Naked Blade? It's not you, Steady Wings, is it? Or is it Flash Dagger? Maybe it's Flash Dagger. And who is that? If you're, how far back are you? 4 miles. You can use sim rate to catch up. Actually, I'll do this. Since you're behind me, I'll slow my sim rate down so you can catch up. Maxi, right, Maxi. Now I remember. That's you. Right on, right on. The flying boat. Oh, water. I got to refill. How's Maxie doing today? Glad to see you came back. Was that a Vision Jet? I think so. That's what it looks like. Cool. And then you see over here, the tanks are filling up. These 4 bars here. Or do you have to be moving forward? Maybe you have to be moving forward. There we go. Tanks are full. Oh yeah, that's cool. And then what shall we drop the water on? How far are we from our target? Not target, but I mean our airport. Oh, we've got a ways to go. There it is. Oh, we're not even close. Oh, you can't trigger. Oh, wait. Hang on. Toggle spray. Do. Oh, what? No, what are you doing? Huh? No. No. Toggle scoops or doors. This one. Scoops. Oh, I want to do on the keyboard. What is scoops? Z. Z. That's like 20 things. No. Oh. Grapple hook, G limiter. What else? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Z. Still doesn't work. Nice. So the keyboard doesn't work. For some reason, doesn't unload the water. That's cool. I love little stuff like that. I'm so glad they modeled those kinds of things. The passengers, the water, the spray from the tractor, all that kind of stuff. Oh, there's a little airport over here. It's not our airport, I don't think. I'm just gonna see what's this. It's probably like a helipad or a grass strip or something. Can we do a touch and go? Woo, barely. Barely. Oops. Why did I put, oops. Keep hitting the wrong thing. Yeah, so I think I've made up my mind. So I'm going to wait till Friday. We talked about next Friday's Flight Sim Expo in St. Paul. And if there's nothing new from PS5, no. If there's nothing new for PS5 that I'm interested in, I think I'm just going to pull the plug, order the T-Flight HOTUS. I'd like to get the 5, but I think I might be waiting a while for that. But that's my go-to. And then I'm going to buy the Axe Air Milli 23, the little box with all the little switches and stuff for starting up your engines, your lights, your flaps, your speed brakes. It's got a trim wheel on it. I think I'm going to buy that, and I'll have a little home cockpit setup thing here, and hopefully I won't be mashing the wrong buttons constantly. And then who are we talking to? What's your name? The studios. Oh my gosh, I forget the names. I feel so bad, guys. It's not that I don't know. It's my brain. Dagger Studios, Flash Dagger. The other thing, like something I like to do. So I told you guys I flew radio controlled airplanes, and we flew small stuff to big stuff. I flew 1/3 scale, airplanes. Guys were flying real jet engines. They were model airplanes with actual jet kerosene engines on them. Kerosene, I think they were running Jet A fuel also. Some of them, they actually had to go to the airport to buy Jet A fuel, the local airport. But anyway, I never did the jet thing. I just stuck with glow fuel, the nitromethane fuel, and like 2-stroke gasoline. My best airplane was 1/3 scale Raven, which was like a combination Edge extra 330 or extra 300, kind of like Frankenstein together to make this amazing freaking machine. It's a real life airplane, and had a 100cc twin engine in it. That was that sucker. That was the 3D modeled cockpit with a 3D bust in it. It looked amazing. Anyway, we get lazy, the radio control people, not using our rudder as much as we should. And the more advanced pilots would always be criticizing us for not using our rudder. It's like, don't forget, you have that other axis there, that rudder. And because we often not often, almost always had crosswinds at our airfield, and we would get so whiny and bitch, oh crosswind, and only the people who didn't get used to using rudder complained about. The other guys who mastered their rudder were like, what's the big deal? Let's just use your rudder. That's what it's there for. So something I've been starting to do in flights like this, like when I'm just sort of cruising at a bit of an altitude, I just do this, crank it one way and hit that rudder, and just practice. Take an airplane and seeing how far you can go. Watch your speed, because you're going to create a ton of drag, If you're going kind of slow, if you got like your throttle way back, you know, you're going to lose a lot of speed quickly. But this is how you deal with crosswinds. You know, that's what you got to do. And then just push it to its limit and see how far you can. You know, I'm looking at the line in the top left corner on the compass there, and I'm trying to use as much aileron and as much rudder and an adjusting rudder to stay on that line. Do that, you know, exercise and try to just by adjusting rudder, right? If I let go of rudder, I'm going to want to go left. And if I keep rudder on, it's going to go more right. And then I'm going to need some elevator because there's a little terrain there. You know, and then try to do like a knife edge flight if you can. I'm not sure this guy will do it. Probably going to fall out of the sky if I go any more vertical with the wings. And then, you know, and then go the other way. Just messing around with the how far you can take the airplane and finding the limits. Look, now we've lost like, you know, 15, 17 knots of speed. And it's going to behave, well, in a single prop especially, but in prop engines, it's going to behave differently. It should, if it's modeled correctly, if the physics are correct, it should behave differently one direction than the other because of the prop torque. It kind of wants it to push, and then you've got the prop wash going over the rudder and the tail. Wants to push it. The tendency is to push one direction anyways. So you might notice, oh wait, how come it's more dramatic in one direction than in the other? Especially in a single prop engine, you'll probably notice it more. But that's if it's doing it, you know, behaving differently in one direction than the other, then maybe they modeled correctly, you know, prop wash and prop torque and those kinds of things. It was funny because we used to do these wild aerobatic maneuvers, you know, doing these inverted flat spins, and you'd go up high, turn your airplane upside down, stall it inverted, and you do these flat spins where it would, for every revolution that it did around, it barely, like it was almost floating, and they would take forever to descend, you know, and it was just a beautiful, graceful thing. But you'd have to do it in a way that you were using that prop torque to push it in that direction. If you tried to do it opposite to the prop torque, you'd struggle. The prop torque would fight what you're trying to do, and you couldn't get the momentum in the direction you needed it. Because oftentimes, you know, if you have a crosswind, let's say you're coming in for a landing, your airplane looks like this coming in for that landing. And if you touch down like this, your airplane's going to dart off to the right. So what you want to do is you have to add a little bit of left rudder to straighten out the airplane just as you touch down, so that the airplane is heading straight when it hits the ground, when your tires touch. You know, it's another thing, practice that in the air while you're doing this kind of stuff. You know, you just practice messing around with rudder. We often don't use rudder enough except for taxiing. Oh, my rudder is stuck. Oh no. I broke my rudder. Just doing that, I broke my rudder. I thought it was acting. That's funny. Here, let's climb up. Let's see if we can get this thing to do any kind of a spin. I hear that jet behind me. There you are. Cool. I don't think I'm going to get much of a spin out of this thing. It's just going to, I might not even be able to recover it if I put it into a spin, into a stall. I think it'd be wise if I took a lot of altitude for this maneuver. Oh yeah, it's stalling already. Stall warning. It's not an airplane that likes to fly steeply. It's really upset with me. 7,000. I don't think 7,000 is enough because we have terrain. I don't think we really have 7,000. I think that only gives us about 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000 maybe. Need more. More altitude, Jim. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 and then see if we can't get a stall, spin, stall, spin happening. Oh, she's so upset. $9,300. Start pulling back the throttle. There she goes. Not really. I have to help it. Not really. All I'm doing is losing a ton of altitude quickly. I think I'm going the wrong way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that's the stall I wanted at 10,000, not at 4,000. Oh, I think I had reversers on. Oh, I think I had reversers on. That's the problem. I believe, that's the way we were headed? Oh, I guess we are going the right direction. That can't be right. No, what's going on? That's not right. This isn't right. It doesn't have any of the stops on it. Oh, what happened? I knew. My gut said something wasn't right from the beginning. SJ. SJ is the second one. Okay, we're not that far. We just how do we end up way over here? All right, so we just have to go north. Amigo, what's happening, boy? How you doing? Hope you're doing well today. I didn't even notice that my EFB was messed up. Amigo, I have no voice. What's that in front of me? Oh, that's a bug on my screen. How's the Amigo today? Oh, I should get some more water. We should try to... Why aren't my engines powering up? Why aren't my engines powering up? Hello? There we go. That's weird. I'll drop the water on this village over here. Well, there's a highway. Cool. You guys look like you need some water. You're too hot. Here we go. Ooh, that was close. Doing well, my amigo, and how are you? Your voice still sounds a little bit like a Terminator. A little bit. That's funny. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I'm good. Other than my voice, I'm good. I put together the home gym yesterday. I'm excited about that. It arrived. Not bro. The box was a mess. It was like someone took an axe and just started chopping. Thought they were chopping logs, but Didn't look like anything was really damaged, which is surprising considering how badly the box was beaten up. But yeah, no, it went together. It took me a while to put it together. Did a little bit of workout yesterday, a little bit of workout this morning. It's good, good, good. Feeling good. I think that's our airport over there. I'm going to zoom in and see what the runway situation looks like. Oh, it's like that. So we need to turn. Oh, there's the runway. Cool. Glam Rock and the DC-3. Nice. Beautiful. Cool. Oops. I think my gear is down. I'm pretty sure I put it down. Oh, I think I put the reverse. Okay, I don't understand this airplane. I think I need to establish a baseline here. I think I'm doing something that I think I'm doing and I don't know that I'm doing it. Let me see something. Because it just, okay. Throttle detent reached. Okay. And it won't go anymore. R1 RX. Now I can add more throttle. Okay. So then I back up and it goes all the way back. Throttle detent reach. R1. I don't understand. There, reversers. I think that's what I did just before I reached the runway. I went into reversers. That's why I fell out of the sky. I think I keep activating the reversers mid-flight. You shouldn't even be able to do that. Are you telling me these guys could hit reversers mid-flight in real life? That doesn't seem right. Scoop. Off. Let's reverse. Oh, so I'm still a... Wait, I don't get it. Reverse. And then I go no reverse. Detent. Detent. Too many detents. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's confusing. Paul McGrath is here. Also, what's the wind? I'm probably going against the wind. Okay, nice. So your fitness equipment finally arrived. Soon you won't just sound like a Terminator anymore. You'll be turning into Arnold Schwarzenegger for real. That's a pretty lofty goal, but I appreciate the encouragement there. Hopefully I don't sound like the Terminator much longer. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'm back to normal. Well, I mean, I like it. It sounds cool, but it hurts. I'm in a lot of pain right now in my throat. Okay, so now we kind of... Where's that runway? There it is, I think. Yeah. Where? Oh, it's way over there. Wow. Emergency landing. Whoa, why is it taking off? That was weird. Okay. I'm still idling. I don't understand how this engine, I don't get it. I'm still confused about the throttle. Get well soon, Amu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm not even sure why. I was talking a lot the other day, and then I was pretty excited that night when we hit 500 subs, and I kind of celebrated a bit that night. And next day I woke up and it was like this. That was yesterday morning it started. And I was hoping by today it would be a lot more better than it is. I need a little wee break. I shall return in a few minutes. and unmute or remute. I still have something to do. I just got passed a note. Something needs my attention. I shall return in a second. Okay. I think I dealt with all present immediate issues. Oh, let's get this flight going. I apologize, guys. I am whipped from yesterday between my throat bugging me and just all the running up and down the stairs yesterday to put that machine together, and I'm worn out. I'm completely a lack of energy today. I'm gonna have to recharge this weekend. I guess I can get rid of that. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Woo. Okay, we'll leave that HUD the way it is, and then we're going. What are we doing here? Making a right turn. Oh, we already had flaps. Nope. We got flaps. And the A10, is that an A10? Oh no, you're flying something else. It's, oh wait, it's the FW200. Oops. Oh, it's Pigtowns. Pigtowns, I didn't, whoa, where am I going? Hello, co-pilot. Why do I have, oh, for crying out loud, what's going on? Why are my engines only doing 1,000 RPM? What is going on? I don't understand what's happening. I need to check. Something doesn't seem right. What profile am I on? Test. Test. Oh, yes, right. That's correct. By 10. Oh, that's why. I thought I put that back down. I thought I put that to 5. And then what about decreased throttle? Is also 10. Huh? Okay. I still don't get why my engines are maxing out at 1,000 RPM. What have I done? I've broken my engines. I've done something. Let's surface lock. What did that do? Oh, yeah, no. I think I know what that does. And I don't want it. Oh. I think I get it. I think I understand what surface lock is for. It's not something you want to activate when you're flying. I want 4 degrees. There we go. No, it's too much. Big Towns, how's Big Towns doing today? Feels like it's still too much aileron trim. Let's put that heading bug so we remember where we were going. I feel like I changed something. There's something going on with my RPMs here. Oh, prop. What's happening? Why? I left you for 1 second to just fly straight. Big Good just finished work. Well, happy weekend to you. Hopefully you don't have to work this weekend. Okay, is it stable? It still wants to roll. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oops. I feel like I did something over here though. What was that? Flight deck heat distribution. Left engine condition, right engine condition, 80%. There we go. That's what it was. Only Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So, oh, you work Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Nice schedule. Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So, okay, so you have a weekend. That's good. You got the weekend off. So, happy weekend to you. Ugh. Oops. The Maxi sneaking up, sneaking up. Nice. Love it. Tyson, oh my gosh, what happened to you? I thought you were gone for good. I've been sitting every stream since the last, well, for the last week and a half, I've been like, where's Tyson? Where's Tyson? Man, I was worried. I was worried. Oh, man. How are you? How's the sauna? What's going on? I was trying to get on, but I've been stuck at 2% registering packages for 10 minutes. Oh, for crying out loud. Had that happen to me before, something similar. I just, after a while, just bailed out, like just quit it and then tried a couple times. I don't know what makes it work. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's on their end. Just verify, you know, your there's not an issue with your ISP or anything like that, but it's most likely on their end. I'm not sure if it's a thing where if you quit and try again, if that helps, or if it's just like it'll work when it works if you just leave it. I did walk away one time and came back. Like in the middle of that, I had quit it, tried it again, quit it, tried it again. And I had to go do something. I came back and finally, like I was sort of, well, I looked at it. I was stuck just the same, waited in front of the TV, and then walked away for a bit and came back, and I ended up getting in. So I'm not sure if you just have to wait till it restores or if restarting it actually helps, but almost guaranteed it's on their end. Sonna's done, just working on a couple other things, took on too much. Haha. Yep. Ooh, I'm climbing like hell. Well, I'm glad to see you back. I'm glad you're good. I was, yeah, I was a little, when I said this with, almost Aaron came back yesterday, or yes, not yesterday, last week, after not seeing him for a while. And I was like, man, I was worried. Like the Italian in me, I panic. I'm like, oh, something bad happened, you know, and I have to calm myself. No, you know what? People have lives, they get busy, whatever. I just, with people who've been out, like you were on a lot, like you were with me, you know, like a trooper. And so whenever people who are on here, even Pigtowns and Kiwi, you know, I haven't seen them. Well, Pigtowns is back, but there were a couple of days they weren't really around. And I was like, oh, I hope so. I hope everything's okay. That's just that Italian dramatic overreaction. But glad to see you're okay. Glad to see you got the sauna done. I was playing Immortals Phoenix Rising. No problem. No, you be you. You be you. I was sort of talking to you. I don't think you were there one day last week because I stumbled into your neck of the woods there, and I saw that thing about the shorts. You trying to do the shorts, and I'm like, did you ever figure it out? Because I think that's the kind of next thing I want to do. Well, not next, but it's a thing I want to do soon, is figure out this shorts and start putting shorts together. And I saw it looked like maybe you were struggling, and then it looked like you kind of figured it out. So what's the secret? Because I don't even know where to begin on doing shorts. I don't know how they work. Is it a separate video, or do you take like videos that you have already created? Can you take a piece of that and make it a short? Like, how the frick does it even work? And I don't know if you noticed, you probably did, and you're one of those not diehard, how can I put it? Solid follower, let's say, like, can I put it that way? That has helped me hit 500 subs. We crossed 500 subs on Wednesday, I believe we hit it. And I want to thank you because you were there regularly for a lot of streams there. So thank you for all those hours, all those views, you know, everything that you put in. It means a lot to me. Folks that keep coming back and sticking around and helping, making it fun. Actually, I'm in Old Dornier. Ah, you're in a Dornier. Ah, okay. I just saved the clips, the capture button. Well, whoa, 500, congrats. Hey, thank you so much. No, you know, again, it's people like you, right? It's people like you that wouldn't happen otherwise. I just saved the clips, the capture button. Interesting. Okay. That's the, like, quote unquote clips. Because I was looking up, when I go into my studio, the YouTube studio or whatever it's called, like when you're looking at all your content, and you slide down the left bar there or whatever, at the bottom, near the bottom, it says clips. But when I look on the videos, that function is gone. And then I searched it, and they removed the ability. You can no longer take, like, I think viewers could take clips. They could hit that button and take a clip when they're watching a video. That, they've removed that function apparently from what I've read. But apparently the old clips, any clips that were created, are still around. So is that how I would do a short? I would like load up a video, and then I don't even see where that. I got to look at that to see if it's in the, because I looked on it like if I was viewing it as a regular viewer, not as in my studio. Side note, I found an amazing place to fly, La Reunion Island. I discovered it. When was it? Just after SU5 came out, because someone kept posting on Reddit. I know exactly what you're talking about. We've been there. Actually, I spent a little bit of time there on one of the streams. I think we were messing around. Last week, actually. I think at the end on Monday, we were over there. Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. And but somebody was flying and saying, "Oh, this place is awesome." And they kept posting these little clips. And then someone asked, "Where is it?" And someone else said, "It looks to me like Reunion Island." And it was like everybody knew this place. So I found it. I'm like, yeah, no, we were messing around. I think it was last week because I was with someone. Yeah, I was with 2 other people were following me. We were there. But I discovered that recently. And are we at our next? Oh, yeah, we are. Sorry, hang on. Let's go see the shrine. And then our airport should be not too far ahead somewhere. It's not showing up. But yeah, it is a cool place. I have to go explore it some more. I don't think I've explored it nearly enough. I did a bunch of VR testing over there after SU5. Well, during the beta, and right after SU5 came out, I did a bunch of testing out there. I don't know if you remember, I did a video. There was one of the videos I put out, and at the end, I think it was at the end, I put a clip of me doing a roll in VR in first person. In an Extra or an Edge, I think it was the Edge 540, and I did a roll in VR, and I was blown away because I thought it was going to make me sick, and it was awesome. It was right there. It was right before you enter the little canyon there. That's where I did that. Twisted 24 gauge. I'm here watching a lot, but just never type in chat. Lurker, I think y'all call it. You can lurk. Yes, that is what they call it. And you can lurk all you like. I do flip back and forth. I look on the actual on the thing, and I periodically check to see how many viewers there are. So you're there, you're counted. If you're there, you're counted, and I appreciate it. Sometimes I see there's only 1 viewer. That's interesting. Cool. But I look and I see how many people are there. Like right now it's showing me there's 12 people. So if you're just lurking, I know you're there and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Trust me. Like you cannot know how much I appreciate it. So thank you for speaking up though, Twisted 24 gauge. I appreciate you coming out of the dark, out of the shadows. Capture, but I'm not sure what you can clip while live streaming. The button just above the deep. Oh, on the PlayStation, you mean? Sorry, my bad. I thought you were talking about something totally different. Okay, yes. And then I have the PlayStation app on my phone. Okay, so you take an actual short clip and then just post it. Yeah, but then how do you make it show up as a short instead of just a regular video? Is there like, you got to go in, is there like a setting inside the thing to make it a short? I have to look into that. Sorry, I don't mean to harass you with all these questions. I'm just curious because I think you made a video and you were saying like, I'm trying to make a short and I'm not sure if it's working, and I don't think so I'm not sure if it actually did in that moment. We should have is that not our next airport? It is. Why isn't it showing me on what happened to my pegs? It's like right in front of us. Oh, we gotta approach this. We're not coming from the right angle, the correct angle. Looks like we're headed right for the runway. I'll just do the old crossover. It might even be just a dirt track. Oh, whoa. Let's see what kind of, no, it should be a decent runway because it's a green one. It has lights and everything, so it should be a decent runway. Is this it here? That looks like it's right there. There we go. Oh, water. Not enough. Not enough water for me to refill my tanks. And then you saw it on Reddit too. That's funny. I think they're still posting like almost every day. I think it's the same person posting those clips still. JDO, this is on the beta or public? Public, not beta, public. On the YouTube app, it lets you just post as a short. Okay, thank you. Next time I'm in there, I'll look around and see if I can sort that out. I appreciate the help. Headed to work. I'll be on next week. Hey, you have a good day at work. And thank you so much for stopping by. And thanks for the tips. I'm gonna have to go kind of to the north. Steep turn. Oh, there it is. Yeet boy. Everybody's here now almost. What's our 120? Oh, we can even go to 90. Right, now I got my references. Oof. Thought I had some more. Come on, turn. Thought I had some more room under me. That was cool. Going through the thrust blast there. That was pretty cool. Oh, it does not like to turn. Oh, wait, I don't have to do pushback. I can do... I can do a reverse thrust. You know what? I don't think I need all that anymore. I really just wanted that for my stall speed. And I think I have a rough idea. I can go to minimal. Okay, let's go. And I think we're going left here. Yep. I'm actually looking forward to having another light workout this afternoon. Make room for pizza tonight. Now I have the perfect excuse to eat pizza on Friday night. I'm going to exercise and make room. Got to get those workouts in. I'm taking it super easy, super so lightweights. I'm just trying to like get my brain used to the idea. I'm not trying to go big. I don't have any big goals or anything other than to just do it. I was exchanging messages with my friend. He just started going to the gym regularly and stuff, and we're talking about different approaches and whatever. And he asked me about my machine, and he said, how much weight does it have? I said, oh, it's only 100 pound stack, 45 kilos. And I knew where the question was, the direction of the questioning, because when I bought this machine the first time in Canada, when I saw it, it was in the price point I wanted to pay, but I was afraid that it wouldn't be enough weight. And the way they have the pulley set up, you actually get quite a bit more. On most of the exercises, it works out to quite a bit more than what's actually on there. But also, I think I over-tightened some of the pulleys. The pulleys are not super smooth, so there's a lot of resistance in the cables and the pulleys and stuff, and the little like the joints where things move. So I think it's probably an actual fact. I'm sure it's quite a bit more than whatever the weight setting is. But yeah, we were talking about a bunch of different aspects about how many reps and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't think about stuff like that. For me, the importance is just do it. If you're tired and you can't push a lot of weight today, lower the weight and do it. As long as you do it and don't give up, as long as you stick to the routine, everything else is trivial. you know, and then he starts not arguing, but making the points about, oh, the most efficient is 8 reps and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, the most efficient is doing it. As long as you're doing it, just do it. It's the only thing that matters. You can talk about how many reps you're going to do, how much weight you're going to do, but if you don't actually do it, none of it means anything. I just go how I feel. Today I'm tired. I know I'm not going to be able to do a lot of weight. So I make it easy for myself. I got to ease my joint. I'm an old guy, you know. My joints are messed up. They're old and crusty, and so I can't put any weight because my joints, my elbows especially, will hurt like heck. So I have to do like super lightweight for a while just to get my joints lubricated and and all that kind of stuff. Mostly it's for my brain just to get used to the idea, so I get in the pattern. And then I just when I start putting half decent weight, I go until I can't do any more reps. I don't even count most of the time. I just do it until I can't do any more. And then usually I'll put a little bit less weight and do it a bunch more times. If I had to guess, I'm probably most of the time doing between 20 and 30 reps. And some days it's less, some days it's more. Some days I just feel like I just want to put a ton of weight and just do a few. And why did my airplane malfunction? Well, engine malfunction. Why? Oops. Oh, so it's true. Somebody told me about this. Somebody else they were just flying along and one of their engines quit. I think it was because I was over revving. But that's supposed to repair. Okay, I think I repaired my engine. Now why am I so high now? And yeah, so I'm taking it easy. I don't want to start because I think like a lot of people, I start setting goals and, reasonable, but challenging goals. And then if I don't meet them, I get frustrated and discouraged and then I quit. So I'm like, no goals, just do it. The results will come. Like my friend, he's like, oh, I notice results and now I don't notice nothing, I'm not, how did he put it? He says, how did he put it? Can't remember his words. His words were much better than the words I'm going to come up with. But whatever, he kind of said, he noticed results. He was making good progress or something like that. And now he's not. It's been a couple of weeks. He's not making any progress, something like that. And I said, dude, you plateaued. That's normal. Happens with all sorts of things. It's totally normal, especially in working out, weight training. When you start from zero, you reach a point, you make good progress, and you reach a point where you plateau. And I'm like, just keep going. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. It'll work itself out. And I forgot what my point was going to be. Yeah. Anyway, the point I was making them is like, doesn't matter. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Doesn't matter if you plateau. You keep pushing it. What's going on with there we go. Shoot, there was something else I was going to say to that point. About the amount of weight and stuff. Oh, setting. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Setting goals and then getting discouraged if you don't meet them. It sounded to me like he was getting discouraged because he wasn't seeing, the results had sort of stopped, let's say in his kind of terms. And I'm like, no, you're still, your body's still doing all the things it's supposed to do. Just relax. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Have fun. I said to him, I don't want to sound, I'm going to word something in a horrible way if I go too direct at this, but I said there are other benefits going to the gym than just, looking in the mirror and going, look, my muscles are bigger or whatever. There are other things to enjoy when you're there. So I said, take this time while you're plateaued, And before you start the next leg of improvements, I said, take the time to enjoy the other benefits of going to a gym. And he thought that was pretty. I put it in much more direct terms, and he thought it was a good idea, a very good idea. Listening in my car again. You're going to be on this weekend. Oh my gosh, you're a trooper. I need to rest this weekend. I need to rest my voice. I got other things. I gotta prepare for other things coming up in my life. So I as much as I would like to start streaming on the weekends, I won't this weekend for sure. Even if I wanted to, believe me, I'm tempted. But my voice is. I need to reset my voice because it's completely shot. But I love your enthusiasm there. I love it. That's fantastic. I'm trying to gear up, Tyson, for next Friday. I think I might push it and do a longer one next Friday because it's Flight Sim Expo reveal day. And it's when the manufacturers kind of reveal new stuff. And I'm curious to see what comes out in terms of hardware, specifically for PS5. But I don't think we're going to get anything. And I'm thinking about maybe trying to stay on as long as possible. Looks like it's going to be, who's behind me? Where are you? Oh, there you are. I think it must be you, the jet. It's St. Paul, Minnesota. Starts I think it runs from 12 noon till 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time, whatever they call that central time zone there. So that would be, I believe it's 7 hours behind me. So noon is 7 o'clock so that'll be run until about 11:30 my time. So like I said, I doubt anything's going to happen, but I would love to be on the stream live if something gets announced for PS5 that we don't already know about. That's kind of like crossing my fingers for something like that. I also don't know how I'm going to know because they charge. You got to pay money to be on the stream. And I'm like, what? So I was like, I ain't doing that. Also, I don't even know. I didn't look into like how you would do it. It's probably some proprietary. You probably got to download some other freaking app or something to do it. It's probably not like Zoom or YouTube or whatever. I don't know. I think they wanted like $15 US for a one-time, just to be able to watch the event kind of thing. And I thought that was a bit extreme. So I guess we'll just have to be searching the socials, for announcements. But like I said, I'm not holding my breath. There's a big one. Who is that? Oh, it's Yeet Boy, I think. Is it Yeet Boy that I'm hearing? Uh-oh. What am I hearing? Is that the A10? I'm hearing some howling, like jet howling. I think that's what I was hearing. Pig towns. No, it's something else. No, it's Yeet Boy. Must be Yeet Boy. I'll go on early next week, so I'll fly with you. Hey, right on. It's 9:45 a.m. I'll go on 6:30 a.m. next week. 6:30 is 12:30. I think I'm going to just start doing like 1 p.m. my time, because when I do noon, which is 6 a.m., I think 6 a.m. for you. Oh, the SR-71. There we go. That makes more sense. Now makes more sense. When I do noon, my time, I'm starting to skip my lunch. My intention was to eat lunch before I go on, but I'm always scrambling because it's, you know, one thing or another. It's people coming by. It's stuff I got to do. I get up late, whatever, and I'm never ready on time. So I started last week. This week I started skipping my lunches. It's not good. I can't. That's an old habit I had, and it messed with my body. You know, when I was younger, I used to do that all the time. Oh, it looks like we're coming up to the next airport, I think. Yep. So I got to do better. So I think I'm going to start at 1 my time, which I think is 7 o'clock your time. Oh, where is this airport? Where is this airport going to be? Is it over there across the water? Yes, it looks like it is across the water. Oh. Oh, perfect. We're at the correct angle for the runway. Well, not if the airplane does that, or not. So who's here? How many are here right now? Looks like 12. So JDO told us at the beginning of the stream, I think there were only a couple of people at the time, that he contacted Microsoft about the Aviator problem. If you have the Aviator edition, those 3 airplanes, the Marchetti, the Latécourt, and the other one. Oh my gosh, what's the other one? The AN2, the Antonov, whatever it is, the AN2. You're supposed to get those upgrades for free if you have the Aviator edition. It's showing that you have to pay, and that's wrong. They've admitted it, and they said they're working on a fix, which it's been like a week, I think. At least since Monday. I'm pretty sure feels like it's been more than just since Monday. So don't buy them. Don't give them money if you have the Aviator edition. You're supposed to get them for free. PC and Xbox have gotten them for free. It's only PS5 that they pulled this freaking stunt. So JDO said he contacted them and they corrected the issue for him. So contact them, because it doesn't look like they have any interest in fixing it. You have to contact them if you would like them to try to sort it out for you. It's terrible that you have to do that, but you know what? Bombard them with requests. Do we pass it? How far are we? Oh, yeah. Did I turn off? Why am I not getting the pin? Oh, I think I see the runway though. Not bad. What is going on there? Pig Towns, what was that all about? Oh, itching inside my ear. Oh, we gotta keep the Tyson is listening to us in his car. So we gotta. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Nope, fighting it. So we gotta make some noise, or else he's gonna turn to K107 Rock. Uh-oh, slow down, baby. Slow down. Paul's collecting dandelions. We're gonna make a left turn. Shall we stretch our legs a bit? Maybe we should stretch our legs a bit. Leave my plane alone. Leave my plane alone. No, no, leave it alone. No. What the hell was that? Oh, my cat. He's going nuts. He's catching a fly. Good boy. Get it. Get it. Good boy. You almost got it. Good boy. Oh, my God. If you guys could see this. You almost got it. Good boy. Good boy. He hasn't chased a fly in a while. It's there, buddy. Go get it. Go get it. Almost. Come on, get it. Go get it. Where is it? Oh, that fly's in trouble if it goes 1 foot lower. Rudy, it's there. It's on the door. Go get it. Here. Here. Look. Rudy, here. Go get it. Oh, give the fly what for. Good boy. Oh my gosh. One day at our old house, when we were still in Canada, there was a fly, and it was next to the patio door to the backyard, and he was just standing there, and there was this fly going around in front of him, and he was just sitting there. You know how cats, when they're just sitting, totally normal, and he looked almost uninterested. He was barely moving his head, keeping an eye on it, and at a certain point he raised his front arms very slowly and deliberately, and he did the Mr. Miyagi, and he just like put his two paws together. He caught the fly between his paws and ate it right out of midair. Caught a fly and ate it. It was the most amazing thing. I just wish I had thought to record. I didn't know what he was doing at the time. So I was like, what is he doing? And when we witnessed what had happened, it was the most amazing thing. It was remarkable. Why aren't my engines working? My engines are not working. Now my plane doesn't work. So I think we're going this way. Nope. Not sure why am I in, oh wait, is it doing that thing again? Oh, that's why. Why does that keep getting set back to 80%? Yeah. He's chasing the fly. He had it, and then let it go. He's chasing the fly. No, he had it. He had it and then showed it mercy. He's going to get it, and he's going to eat it, and then he's going to puke. No, he's going to do it. No, he's beyond. You should see he's putting. Did he get it? Did he get it? No, I know he's going completely. I haven't seen him this involved in a bug in a long time. Look at him. Look how focused he is. Good boy. Go get it. It's either you or me. One of us has to get it soon. I got 20 fly swatters in here. We're going to get it. I hate bugs in the house. Okay. Do we have our engines working? Still don't work. All right. So I can't get my airplane to work anymore, and my throat is killing me. So I think I'm going to call it short today. Sorry, guys. I'm in a lot of pain, and that just gave me the excuse. I don't know what's going on. I can't get my engines working full again. So I don't know where we were. I think we only had one more stop. I think the next stop was, oh no, there was one stop and then the final one, I think. I'm sorry. I'm in rough shape today. But what to do? Okay, Monday, we're back Monday, normals. There was, like I said, I did that video with the T-34B is in the marketplace for about 25, 30 bucks, depending on what your currency is. And what else? Next Friday is that thing. Beta is still ongoing. 5.1, the 1.7.30 is still ongoing. So, go for it. Try it out. Break it. We tried a flight. When was it? Wednesday, I think we did a flight. Maybe that was Monday we did it. And I did an intergalactic cross Atlantic flight. And I avoided going into the pause menu and stuff because I figured as soon as I do, the airplane would crap out. We made it across, we landed, and then I went into the pause menu, whatever, went into settings, and when I came back, the avionics were dead, and I could not revive it. So I had my settings mostly all the way up, I think. Pretty sure I think I may have left something off. I don't remember, but I had it pretty much full on. That was the reason for the test, to see if we could actually do it with more or less everything on. And yeah, it's still touchy. It's still like, technically, yeah, you could fly it, but you can't go into that pause menu. You can't go into settings or else you're going to crap out. It was like a 8-hour flight. It was from Paris to Toronto. So it was, I forget exactly, because I know, yeah, it was around 8 hours, 7.5 to 8.5 hours, somewhere in there was the actual flying time. But it was a long time. The point I'm making, I did not sim rate at all. I think I did for one brief moment just to test something for like a few seconds, but it was a real-time flight that I did 8+ hours, I want to say. So putting it to the test, but should still be able to do it, and it crapped out at the end. And I'm pretty sure if I had gone into the pause menu during the flight, it would have crapped out anyway. So maybe not in the first hour, but by hour 3, probably. And it was kind of stuttery off and on. There were times where it was looking like it wasn't going to keep up. But the long and short of it is, in my opinion, based on that, the beta is not ready. It needs more work. They need to optimize, optimize, optimize. And I'm kind of making this argument that, you know, the PC folks who are like, guys on console, you got to lower your expectations. I'm like, no, you should raise your expectations of what those guys, Asobo and Microsoft, should be doing for optimization, because just accepting that every time they drop the ball in doing poor designing, poor software design, poor optimization, that you just accept getting a better GPU or getting more RAM or getting, you know, a beefier CPU or whatever is the answer. Wrong. They're dropping the ball by not doing their job. The game should not need, you know, some of these specs that I'm seeing out there that people are running, it should not need that much to run it. It shouldn't. You know, so just telling people to upgrade their GPUs and upgrade this and upgrade that every time there's a sim update is, to me, is ridiculous. It shouldn't need that much. It just shouldn't. It's a video game. It's not, you know. So that's my opinion. I think, you know, when games are targeted at the PC community, they're excused because they just put the onus on the user to keep upgrading and spending thousands and thousands on upgrading their GPUs and all that other stuff. And I think that's unfair. They should do a better job at optimizing these games to run on the least beefy system. And I think that's where, you know, a lot of PC people are upset because, you know, consoles have access, even though Xbox has had access since 2020, at least, you know, to the sim. And now that PS5 has joined the ranks, they're really bitter. They're really bitter about it. But what they don't realize is they're getting a huge freaking benefit from us. And that is when they do sort out whatever is coming out. Hey, Maxie, take care. Yeah, I'll rest. Thanks. When this thing gets sorted, hopefully it's going to be, you know, somewhat of a fix. It's not just for us. PC is going to get those optimizations as well. So people who have not the best spec right now, even the ones who get the best spec, they're going to see a result in less demands on their resources as well. Like, they're kidding themselves if they think they're not going to benefit from this as well. And I think what we're doing here by, you know, being console players is putting the pressure on them to say, you got to do better when it comes to optimization. We shouldn't need anything more than an Xbox or a PS5 to run this game. I'm sorry, we shouldn't. And the fact that we can only run some of those settings up to medium is already a huge compromise. I believe they should do much better, and we should get the same, you know, we should be able to get higher settings than we're getting if they would do their job properly. And they're just washing their hands and saying, well, that's the limit of the console. And I'm like, is it? Or is it just the limit of, you know, what you're willing to do in terms of you should do better. You should have taken more time to do it better. But it's not just this game. It's lots of games. Most of them, in fact, I think they just throw them together. They don't put any real efforts into optimizing, especially for console, especially for PC. And we just seem to accept it. And I think we should start not accepting it so easily and saying, you know, you guys got to do better. There's no I don't think there's any reason. The PS5's got pretty beefy specs when you take it out of the context of, you know, flight sim. You look at it and you go, that's a pretty beefy, even now, you know, several years after it's come out, it's pretty darn beefy. I saw someone had posted on Reddit their PC specs, and I looked up, and it's like not the typical. It's like, it was like an i7 12700, I think it was, or an i5 12700. Something like that. I forget the CPU exactly, but it was something like that. It wasn't like a 14900 typical, you know, kind of thing. And they were on a RTX 3070, not even the TI or what's the other one, S or X or whatever. I think it was just like a you know, normal 3070. And from my research, I kind of like, what is the equivalent of a PS5? And that spec is pretty close to what a PS5 is. And people were tumbling over themselves. PC guys were tumbling over themselves to help this person. They were having some problems, and they were tumbling over themselves to help them. Not saying you need to upgrade your GPU. They were saying you should be able to run it just fine. But when PS5 players come out and say, it's not running well, what's going on? They say, you shouldn't be playing it on a console. You shouldn't expect it to work on a console. And I'm like, why is it a dude with a 3070 should be expected to get the same as everybody else on PC, no matter what they have, but a person on console should expect less, right? Like, it's a huge bias and double standard. I just thought it was interesting how nobody criticized this person. Nobody, there were like 20 or 25 comments, and not a single one said you should upgrade your GPU. They were like, do this, try that. It's because of this, alter that setting, upgrade, not upgrade, but update your driver, whatever. And they were all suggesting that they should be able to get much, much better results than they were already getting. And most of the time when people post a PS5 or an Xbox problem, many of the responses are, you shouldn't expect anything, and I just find it kind of funny, especially if they were charging 200 plus pounds. No, absolutely, JDO. Absolutely. Yeah. No, especially. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. You hit it on the, yeah. But, that's why I generally don't buy those deluxe and whatever things, because I don't have the faith in them. I have no faith in any developer these days that they're going to deliver what their marketing says they will. And I'll say, like, probably the only game that I've played, I haven't played a lot of games, but a game, and I didn't even pay for this game that I played when it was brand new, which I didn't pay for because I was on Xbox at the time, and I had Game Pass. So I got it free. I got access to it free with my Game Pass when it first came, like day one, was that Indiana Jones Circle of Life or whatever it was called. That was a really fun game, and it had almost no bugs. Like, there were a couple little things, but nothing that took away from enjoying the game at all. And I'm like, why can't every game be like, I understand it's not a big world, whatever kind of thing, but there are games that have come out that have been similar size in terms of the environment in the game, the world in the game, and have been just brutal. But point is, I think there was I didn't know anything about the game until like a day before it came out. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And because I had access to it, I played it. And people were telling me that there was a lot of, eyebrow raising at these guys prior to launch, and played the game. And I get it. It was an offline game and all that. And that's why I like offline games. Offline games are the future. They're the future, because you just run it. You remove so many variables. If you just design an offline game, or mostly offline game, because you look at Flight Sim and everybody's got a different internet situation. And if your internet provider, even if you are paying for a high bandwidth, account or whatever, doesn't mean you're always getting it. And if there's, you never really know when there's a problem with your ISP. Most of us, anyway, just regular people, we don't know when it's the ISP's problem or when it's Microsoft's problem. And because this game is so wildly reliant on a super strong, high bandwidth internet connection, if something falters in that connection, your experience is going down fast. So, anyway, those are my thoughts. That's all they are. Bottom line is, I don't think the beta is ready, in my experience from when I played the other day. So they need to throw another up. They need to make some improvements, throw another update out there. We need to mess around with that and then see. But what else? Yeah, I said at the beginning there was a sale, but not for us. There's a Coronado sale, 30% off, I think, for PC and Xbox. Not for us though. We have some of those products, if not all of them. I know for sure we have at least a couple. and they're not on sale. So once again, Xbox and PC get a sale that we don't get. I mean, I don't know what's more clear than that they clearly are targeting, PS5 players in a bad way. So it's all adding up to they're just angry at Sony for some silly reason. Don't know why. And they should be ashamed of themselves, really, for what they're doing. There's no reason why this aviator problem can't be fixed already. Like, I mean, after by the time they put the word out, that's another thing that says to me that they did this on purpose, because they responded super quickly that there was a problem with the aviator thing, with the message saying, oops, we're fixing it. When something bad happens, it usually takes them like a day to put the word out that says, oh, we discovered this problem. So they knew ahead of time, I'm sure of it, that they knew ahead of time, which means I think they did it on purpose, because they had the word ready to go that, oops, so I just don't get how nearly 2 months into SU5, they still haven't released the F51 update. I don't want them to. It's not ready. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but the way it is right now, it's not ready, in my opinion. It's probably, I would say it seems a little bit better, not even a little bit. It seems better than what we have right now, but it's still not as good as it was in my mind to before SU5. I don't think it's as good. Maybe it's getting closer. Oh my God, he's completely freaking out with this fly. He's going to bust the window if he goes any harder. He's going completely berserk to get the fly. I haven't seen him this interested in something. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's ready. I guess better is still better. Yeah, I think it should be much more better than what it is. But again, I just set the bar higher for these guys. I don't think there should be any excuse for them not to achieve, like you said, JDO, you spent like 200 plus pounds. For 200 plus pounds, you should have a flawless experience, and it should be like, no issues. I bought Aviator straight up. I'm not buying anything more at the moment. So luckily I didn't pay for a recent update mistake. Good for you, Maxi. I know people who didn't know they were supposed to get it for free, and they bought that extra stuff. And then I put out the video as soon as I could. Like, I woke up, I saw that, and I was like, oh my God, I got to warn people. And there were a couple I think I saved in time, but there were a couple that had already done it. Zero quality control for PS5. Yep. Maybe not zero, but pretty darn close. It's not good. It doesn't look good. For now, yeah, I'm just voting with my wallet, and I'm not buying anything from them until they show they can, and I'm sure I was debating going back to Xbox because I saw some people online, playing, and it looked like it was running better now, because it was atrocious in the beginning. Like, I mean, brutal in the beginning. On a brand new Series X, it took 15 minutes to boot up the game, just to the main menu. 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes typically, and another 7 or 8 minutes to boot into a flight rather. And that was just nonsense. And it looks like it's gotten better. It looks like the game is actually running some of those big airplanes better than the PS5. So I'm tempted to go to Xbox now, but I'm like, you know what? Just out of spite, I'm not turning it on again. I'm selling it, and I'm getting rid of it, and I'm going to close my Xbox account and be done with them. So just because this is not the way to treat your customers. Pickdown says, got my free upgrades this morning. Did you get them automatically, or did you have to ask for them? Because JDO said he emailed them and then got them. So maybe it's a coincidence that his email coincided with when they fixed it. And Max, I got your video message. I'm glad. I'm just curious, Pigtowns, if it was automatic or if you had to ask for it. But anyway, I don't know why I'm ranting. I'm just trying to set up for next week. Yeah, I want to see we'll test out the beta some more. Maybe on Monday we'll do some beta stuff. I'm excited for Career Wednesday because we got the CJ4 automatically. Okay, so maybe, thank you for that. Maybe they fixed it. JDO, it might have been a coincidence that you just emailed at the time that they fixed it. Still, that was, forget the day exactly. Let me see, what's that video date? 6 days ago. So it was like almost a week ago. A week to fix that is too long. Because a lot of people bought that stuff. And I'm wondering if they're going to automatically give refunds. I doubt it. I doubt it. But I would like to hear if people are getting automatic refunds because they should have been refunded immediately. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Really, my voice is like dropping quickly. I need to go take a nice cold beverage, maybe. Oh, we have ice cream now. My wife came out. She said, "Oh, for your throat, you should have an ice cream." I think I may. I got it yesterday, but yeah, maybe for the ATR. Oh yeah, also the ATR still isn't available. Right, I completely forgot about that. That it came out and then it disappeared for us. So, which also maybe not a bad thing because from what I'm seeing, the reports I'm seeing, it's got a lot of problems anyway. So maybe it's better. It was probably even worse on PS5 than it is on the other platforms. So maybe you dodged a bullet there. People are paying for that thing and then just being like, yeah, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. So I don't know. What are we going to do? Anyway, it's frustrating. I don't want to be a whiny baby, but like they got to do better. They just got to do better. They want us to enjoy the game. It's got to meet a certain bar. And I don't think, like in a lot of cases, I don't think it meets the bar. You know, people going, oh, the clouds look great, the weather's great, but it's not a cloud simulator. It's not a weather simulator. If the airplanes don't act like airplanes or have the features of an airplane or don't work at all, the clouds and the weather are kind of irrelevant. Planes first, weather later. You know, that'd be my approach. But maybe I think things differently. Anyway, that's all for today. You guys have a superb weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Stay frosty. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, put your sunblock on. And those in the Southern Hemisphere, I don't know, get your blankies. We'll see you next week. Bye.